Today is National Technology Day. We all are consumers, producers of technology in this forum. So let's put our hands together for technology for one time. Honorable CM, who is going to join us virtually. Well, he did a cabinet meeting from 8,000 kilometers away, so he can join us virtually. Honorable Minister IT, Principal Advisor to CM, Chief Secretary Sir, all dignitaries, and I think Honorable Minister Science and Technology is also going to join in the next 5-7 minutes. A lot of erudite people I know from the industries as well as the academia who have come here. Thank you so much. And most of all, thank you to Economic Times who I think Honorable Minister has joined. I would request him to come and take his chair on the stage, sir. Thank you for making it, sir. As we see, Economic Times, this is the second edition they are doing, transforming Odisha as the theme on which they have invited, and we happily partnered them. I would like to start saying that transformation is a word which is, I think, most abused word in current scenario. Every little change that we see in a world where the social media has become so important, we tend to feel that it is very high and it is transformational. So it is very difficult for all of us to distinguish between what is transformational and what is a normal change. So in that context, I'll put in a few things about Odisha, and is a state which prides itself in the motto that work speaks more than words. So we talk about 7 important things. Food. 20 years back, the state was a net importer of food grains. Today, I think in 15 years, it didn't take 20 years, we are the 3rd largest contributor to the national PDS. That's transformation. Let's talk about water. The state was struggling to get potable water. Today, we boast of the first city in the country which has drink from tap, Puri. And not only one, we will have 26 of them. Food gone, water gone. Then next come to health. First state which has introduced a scheme called BSKY, Biju Swasthya Kalyan Yojana, in which 90% of the population, 3.6 crore people, are assured health services of 5 lakh rupees to 10 lakh rupees. Assured. No insurance, no middlemen. Directly between the government and the hospitals. We have 600 hospitals, not only in Odisha where people of Odisha can walk in. Hospitals like CMC Vellore, hospitals like Tata Institute of Cancer in Mumbai, all of them are empaneled in this. That is transformation in healthcare. We go to education. We have introduced something called as a 5T schools, we fondly call them, where we have introduced a lot of technology. So we have changed the basic structure of the schools, and it is done by people who are the stakeholders in the school. We have taken almost about 10,000 schools. When Chief Secretary speaks, perhaps he will bear me out. 10,000 schools getting transformed and getting facilities better than any private school in Bhubaneswar, all across the state, is transformation in education. We didn't stop there. All of us, we know that maybe people who have come and joined from Delhi and Mumbai and Bangalore would have thought that there's a cyclone coming and what is going to happen. But I see that everybody has come despite of that little warning that cyclone Mocha is on the way. One thing is that cyclone Mocha is not hitting Odisha, but then even if it hits, we are all right. We now look into the cyclone's eye and we manage ourselves very, very well. So from a state which got ravaged in 1999 to a place where we are in disaster management #1 in the country, perhaps one of the best countries, best states or best countries in the world to showcase, we have transformed disaster management. You talk about industries, industrial investments. This state is now #1 in the country in terms of grounding investments where MOUs have been done. We don't only talk, is the work which speaks. That is transformation in industries. We raised about 10.5 lakh crore in the last Make in Odisha conclave, which happened in Bhubaneswar. If you know about Maslow's hierarchy, you talk about food, water, then you talked about disaster management, that is survival. Now we are talking about sports. That is almost eclectic. We are one of the first states which came forward. We are the first state which came forward for the national game and sponsoring them for 20 years, both men and women. And you saw what happened in the Olympics last. And we have not stopped at hockey. We have taken 9 disciplines in sports, and we are creating center of excellences where my minister, Honorable Minister IT, is also the Honorable Minister of Sports. He will be able to tell you what transformation we are doing in sports. This, I named 7 things, and this is what transformation is all about. We are not talking about change. Some of you may ask how this has happened. A small state, medium level state with 4.7 crore population, known as was the state which is fighting with Bihar to be the last in terms of poverty indexes. What happened that it has come up here? While everything changed, one thing remained constant. That's benevolent leadership. The chief guest, Honorable CM Sri Naveen Patnaik ji, has led us for the last 23 years, and he has seen us through the despair right now to development. That's the essence of leadership, which is manifested in terms of numbers, in terms of transformation. I will limit next 1 minute. I'll finish. I would not like to get the eyebrows raised from my seniors and my honorable ministers. I would like to talk a little bit about the IT industry, how we have changed it. You have been seeing that the landscape in Bhubaneswar and Odisha is changing. There are companies like Deloitte, companies like IBM's, companies like Concentrix, all of them. In fact, there are 20 companies for whom we are now searching for space. That has happened over the last 1 year. How we have been able to do this? There are 3 things we have been able to do very professionally. One is formulation of policies. In the department, we have come up with 4 policies, and the next one, the 5th one on the semiconductor, that is going to come up very soon. So when we design policies, how do we design? We consult all stakeholders, including the companies who are going to take benefit out of those policies. And then we compare benchmark against the top 10 states in the country, and we try to do whatever is available as the best as N, we do N+1. Because Honorable CM has told 2 things to us. When you make a policy, that policy at that time must be the best in the country. And we have done this for 4 policies. And the second thing which Honorable CM has told, that the promise that you make is the promise that you are making on my behalf. So that promise has to be honored. So when we say that these are the incentives available on the policy, those are the incentives which will be given to the people if they are eligible. No questions, no bureaucracy, nothing comes in between. There are many states which have policies which talks about a lot of things, lot of incentives, but then as industry practitioners, all of you know whether you get them or not. So the real icing is actually whether that policy is getting implemented or not. So that's policy. Second is the infra that we are building. We are creating infra which is world class. Starting for the IT, for the startups, we are creating infra for the next 20 years now. But infra and policies will not bring companies. What brings companies is our biggest strength as the resources. Our people, our children, we produce almost about 70,000 BTech students. We have skilled almost 1 million people in the last 4.5 years. Almost about 10 lakh we are adding every year. We are skilling them. So this skilled manpower that we have is the game changer in terms of Odisha. And we are not stopping here. We are going forward. You will see through this event that we have targeted that 2 areas. One is creating an environment for artificial intelligence and creating an ecosystem for semiconductor. And semiconductor is not only manufacturing. It's about people who design, people who do research. And the strides we are going to take in the next 3 to 4 years, the country will see that these are the 2 areas where we will set benchmark for the nation. I would like to interact through the day with all of you. We would not say that we have done everything right. We have taken the right steps, but then we need to be handheld, need to be told by the industry, by the academia, what more we can do. I think for that reason alone, such a conclave done by Economic Times, I would like to applaud, and I would like to thank them for having me here. Thank you so much. All the best, and let's interact through the day.